Hey guys, man, it is January and it is cold out here. We are going to head to get the plastic to the greenhouse because it's getting about that time. But first, we got to stop at a special place because it's on the way. And you got to stop at this place. And I'll show you when we get there. But anywho's, let's go. Well, that's right. If you haven't guessed it by now, I've got to stop and try to catch a trout. I don't care what time of year it is. Down here on the Caney Fork River, you cannot pass. I can't pass it without stock. I always try to keep a fish pole in the car. So, yeah, here we go. Let's go see if we can't catch fish real quick. I know this is a gardening channel, but, man, you got to have some, you got to have a little fishing time every now and then. So, let's go do this. I'll see you in a minute. Well, a fella can't be fishing all day long, so we got to get back to work. We're going to cover this greenhouse today. We went and got the good plastic from Grower Solution in Cookeville, Tennessee. That's the guys I was telling you about. Great bunch of folks up there. I get all my supplies, buckets, greenhouse material, plastic. Now, I didn't get the greenhouse material to build this because this is like just a throw together from the big hardware store, and I'll show you what I did. It's quick and easy. I think it cost me $400 to do this. As far as the skeleton goes to the greenhouse, just some screws and some wood, a little know-how. I mean, it don't take much, but come on, let's get started. I'll show you. So basically the ribs, a lot of people use metal. They are sturdier, a whole lot sturdier, matter of fact, but I mean, this will work. You know, it's held up for the past 2 years for me. So what I use is, this is 3/4 inch electrical conduit. It's above ground or underground. It's UV resistant. I wouldn't use regular PCV or PVC because after a couple years, man, the sun, it gets to it and it'll just crack and just start breaking. You'll have problems with it. I've used this for a few years now. It ain't never really gave me any trouble. So these are 10-foot sticks, so 3/4 inch round, and at the end of them, each stick, they're kind of flared out, so each stick you can fit another stick into it. And like I said, this is 10 foot. I take 2 10-foot sticks, put them together, and I'll bend them over, and that'll give me a complete hoop for this house. And so yeah, that's what I use for the ribs. Like I said, they'll move a little bit, but once you get that plastic on them, it'll kind of hold them down. And I'll show you too. Once you get the plastic on, we can put we'll put the straps on it, and that'll even make it even more resilient to the wind. So yeah, that's basically the hoops of it. So jump on in here. I'll show you the kind of the foundation. So, and on the inside of that 2x6 is more electrical conduit rings, and I just screw that electrical conduit to the inside of those. And as you can see, when you put them together, they're put together up top there. Just bend it down and do that to the same, to the other side over there, and that'll give you your hoop. That's basically what I did all the way down on them. So there's that. It's not too hard, then just kind of make you a box frame. And then, put your little 2x4s in there. Kind of make an entrance to it. Like I said, this is pretty much elementary. It's pretty easy. I built a table on one side in there. So, but let's get to covering this thing. Alright guys, so what I'm basically doing is I got these 1x. I've actually ripped these down off 2x4 because, let's face it, I'm kind of cheap, but it works. So what I do is I'll just rip them down, and these are about 6 feet long. And so what I'll do is I'll get my plastic out here, make sure it's good and even across the floor. We'll pull that 1x out to the edge. Make sure you're in with your 2x6. This 2x6 right here. And we'll attach to this outer one later, but we just want to be within right there. So we'll just wrap that plastic around it. Make sure it's all even. It's even better even you get it down here, the less wrinkles you're going to have up here. Because what we'll do is we'll pull it tight on that other side once we get this one pinned down. And then basically, let's take you a screw. I just use regular old decking screws. Pin that thing down right there. And that's it, it's pinned. So just continue that process on down to the other end and you should be good to go. I'll go about every, probably about every 1.5 feet, be sufficient. And as you're going, I will tell you this, so leave your one end loose. So you'll want to leave that end loose down there. That way you can stick your 1x in the plastic and roll it up. So yeah, that's pretty much it on tacking it down on one side. Then I'll show you what we do on the other side. So let's get with it. Alright guys, final step on this thing is you want to kind of get this plastic where it's got just a little bit of pressure on it. That way it ain't all flapping nilly-willy in the wind. So what I've got here is, this is like it's nylon strapping, and I think mainly what it's used for is like duct work, for HVAC work, stuff of that nature. But it is used in, for greenhouses also. And we're going to use it to tighten this plastic down. So what you'll do is, what I've done, I've just cut some 1x, probably about maybe 4 inches long. What we'll do, unroll this a little bit, just take it, just roll it. I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 times till you get something like that. It's wrapped around it. what I'll do is to where the strapping is on this side of the 1x, that's where we're gonna screw it down to our wood right here. And just get right in the center of your ribs. And so find your center right there. Take a couple screws, screw it down. That's gonna hold that strap tight. That's it. I mean, it don't get no easier than that. It's pretty simple. So what you do is just take your strap, flop it on over the greenhouse, and just repeat the process on the other side. All right, guys, we're on the other side, so it's the same thing as the other side where we started over there. Just make sure you cut you enough off, you know, get you enough slack in there. So I'll probably come out, I don't know, just enough to wrap that thing around that 1x. We'll have plenty. Cut it off. Take your 1x. Now I will tell you this: when you throw it over, it can twist. You know, it'll twist up like that. Just when you pull it tight, just make sure it's flat up against your plastic. You know, all the way over. You don't want it twisted up. So we'll just take it, roll it up. And you could probably, let's see here, you probably come up about, I don't know where it's tight, maybe like an inch or two of space, and then pull that thing down, and that'll tighten it up all the way around there. Just kind of make sure you're in your middle. That's tight. It's like an old banjo string. But anyways, that'll help when that wind comes through here. It'll help that plastic stay put on top. It won't sit there and flappy around and blow off, and you'll be mad when your plastic gets loose and starts ripping and tearing. So yeah, that's it. That's basically all you do to it. Strap her down and you're ready to start putting some plants in there. So let's get to it. That's about it, guys. Man, I appreciate y'all coming along with me, going to the river, catching the fish, you know, all that good stuff. Helping me cover my house. I hope y'all might have learned something. I hope I was able to teach you a little bit of something. So all in all, this cost me about, I have to say, about $500 to make. A little bit of effort. It's easier if you have 4 hands instead of 2, but you know, you can make do. But yeah, it'll give you little vegetables and flowers, a little place to hang out, especially under rain and stuff, when you need to get them things out of the house, you know, where we seeded them, and get them hardened off and get them under plastic. And you know, I think next video we'll show you how to get some watering hooked up in this thing on a timer. And you know, if you got a full-time job like me, you can't be here to water these things. So you know, we'll get them on a timer, and we'll let technology work for us, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe if you want. You know, if you got any questions, comment, please. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And I appreciate it. Now go on, get now. We'll see you. Bye.